How dare she compare herself to Michael Jordan in any kind of way? She's got a signature shoe, and she's pretty damn proud of it. She's an ambitious young woman. If Angel Reese is anything, it's unapologetic. Nobody's gonna forget about Air Jordans because Angel Reese has a shoe, but, you know, hey, look. I don't know, good luck, Angel Reese. Angel Reese is having a good sophomore season, by the way. She's got a signature shoe, and she's pretty damn proud of it. In fact, the Reebok Angel Reese 1 is going to be dropping on September the 18th. That's right, in less than a month. You can start counting the days, marking them off on your calendar. Because take a look at these. And this is Angel Reese's comment. She's catching some for it on social media. She says, just like how they wear Jordans everywhere, I want people to wear the Angel Reese 1s everywhere and just to be a household name. She's an ambitious young woman, Angel Reese. And you know what? More power to her as far as I'm concerned. There they are. The AR1s, as they're going to be known in familiar terms, available in the Diamond Dust colorway. So I don't know about you. I don't even know what the that means, but there are some people out there that are excited to get their hands on some AR1s. And look, you know, there are people who are going to say, you know, how dare she compare herself to Michael Jordan in any kind of way? Look, this is America. We live in a country where entrepreneurship is what makes this country great. And so, of course, what are you going to do? You're dropping a shoe? Are you going to tell people it's not good? There's nothing wrong with self-promotion and trying to make some money. And of course, we all realize nobody's going to forget about Air Jordans because Angel Reese has a shoe. But, you know, hey, look, she's Reebok, in fact. You know, I mean, hey, I was wearing Reeboks back in the 80s. And I know some of y'all were too. And you haven't heard a lot from Reebok in recent years. And, well, they've attached their brand to Angel Reese, and they're going to see if she can help bring them with some relevance. You know, the Jordan brand is worth about $7 billion, which is crazy when you think about it. I remember my first pair of Air Jordans when they came out. My mom took me to Watson's in Glasgow, Kentucky. I remember sitting there trying them on. Did your mom used to feel your toe at the end of your shoe? That was the scientific methodology of getting the right fit when I was a kid. My mom would get her thumb down there and start pushing down on my toes at the end of the shoe, determining with scientific accuracy that not even NASA can understand exactly the right pair for me to buy. But man, I wore those Jordans proudly, and if I had known what was going to happen, I probably would have just bought an extra pair and left them in the box, couple of extra pairs. You imagine if you still had your original Jordans in the box, what those things would go for at auction. But Reebok was sold in 2022 for $2.5 billion. And, you know, they're still around. And I don't know. Good luck, Angel Reese. Angel Reese is having a good sophomore season, by the way. For the criticism that we give her about the missed layups, she is putting up a good year. 14.2 points per game. 12.6 rebounds, and she's improved her field goal percentage this year, up to 44%, which compared to last season, that's progress. She has obviously worked on her game, and Ronnie says she's terrible. I have defended her as a player probably about 75-80% of the time, and she is clearly on a good trajectory. I wish her luck. I'm not going to hate on her. She's questionable tonight against the Seattle Storm. So we'll see if she's back in action. And I don't know, maybe she'll be wearing the AR1s. We'll get a look at them tonight. Somebody that we're not going to get a look at anymore the rest of the WNBA season is Sophie Cunningham. We talked about the injury that she suffered on Sunday, the knee injury, and we were awaiting word on the severity of the injury. There she is, writhing in pain after Bria Hartley of the Connecticut Sun rolled into her and kind of got her side of the knee. It is a MCL tear in that right knee that she is clutching there, and That is going to be the end of Sophie Cunningham in action in 2025. So the Indiana Fever have not had a lot of good fortune this year in terms of injury. And Sophie Cunningham's family taking to social media about this play and about this injury. You can see here, this is Lindsay Cunningham, who is Sophie Cunningham's sister, tweeting out, you can see here just 2 days ago, WNBA, maybe you should focus less on fining players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are able to call a consistent game and protect your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you. Sis, I paraphrase. I'm not sure. Look, let's just go here. Before I comment, let's see what Mama had to say. Mama Cunningham, taking a break from pregame dildo conversations with her daughter to tweet out, Hartley is a disgruntled player having trouble everywhere she goes. She's plain mean and plays out of control. Paula Cunningham there, her avatar, a smiling horse. I don't know. I'm going to address that, Ronnie, as I look at it. Look, Bria Hartley, I went back and I looked at the play like 5 times. And I didn't see anything about that play that was dirty. So to call her mean and whatever, I think that's out of line. You can go look at the play for yourself. Don't take my word for it. If you haven't seen it, go look at it. You tell me if you think that Bria Hartley did anything wrong. It was a basketball play. She went in, got out of control, hit Sophie Cunningham's knee. That's just the way that it is. These are professional athletes playing professional basketball. As far as the officiating goes, hey, look, everybody seems to agree that the WNBA officiating is subpar. But I don't think that this play is the example to use to criticize the officials either. When you're playing basketball, going full tilt, injuries happen. It's been true since Dr. Naismith put the peach basket up. Some guy named Hezekiah went down with the first ACL injury in the history of basketball. It just happens. It's unfortunate, but it's a part of the game. So we certainly wish Sophie Cunningham well as she recovers from the injury. And Caitlin Clark, we still have no clarity on when Caitlin Clark is going to return. As of right now, there is no update. It's indefinite. She's still out with that groin injury that has hampered her for some time now. And we're getting real close to this being a lost season for Caitlin Clark. She's played 13 games. This is a 44-game regular season, followed by brief playoffs compared to the NBA. And the Fever have 9 regular season games left. So if Caitlin Clark is not good to go in relatively short order, there's a possibility that we're not going to see her again for the rest of this season either. And I can't help but think of the parallel there between Caitlin Clark and Michael Jordan. Again, Michael Jordan came into the league, absolutely became a cultural phenomenon almost immediately. Was the rookie of the year, averaged 28 points a game his rookie year. And some people forget his second season was basically a lost season. In the third game of Michael Jordan's sophomore campaign in the NBA, he fractured his foot. And he made it back at the end of the year, played limited minutes over the course of the final portion of the season. He only played 18 games out of the Bulls' 82-game schedule that year, which was the 85-86 season. And he only started 7 games. He was coming off the bench when he came back because they were limiting his minutes. So Michael Jordan's second season, and he ended up being a very durable player. Michael Jordan, durable at North Carolina. Michael Jordan, durable during his rookie season. Michael Jordan missed 64 games his second season, and then Michael didn't miss a lot of games the rest of his career, other than when he was in self-imposed baseball career, unless you believe the David Stern conspiracies that he actually got a shadow ban for gambling and then went to play baseball. But my point is, Michael Jordan, durable, and then suddenly out for almost an entire year. And then the Michael Jordan that we know from 1986 on was a guy who rarely missed a game. So, Caitlin Clark, maybe you can take some heart in that there is a path back. Michael Jordan, in his third year in the NBA, by the way, averaged a career high 37.1 points per game. So, Caitlin, there is a path forward for you, even if this second year of your WNBA career has not gone the way that you, myself, or your fans would have preferred. Super Bowl. Let's change gears here and talk about the Super Bowl, the biggest game of them all. And how would you feel about the possibility of the Super Bowl leaving the United States of America? Going abroad. Oh, my God. Paul Revere. Somebody take the lantern and get on the horse and go tell everybody that we need to tell Roger Goodell to go fuck himself because nobody wants to see the Super Bowl in London. You think that that's realistic? Take a look at this. We've got some British guy, Lord Peter Mandelson, the British ambassador to the United States. He's probably a wonderful gentleman, this fellow. He says, I want that Super Bowl in Britain. Let me tell you something. We didn't fight the Revolutionary War. George Washington wasn't a fucking maniac with wooden teeth who was a killing machine just so that we could give you guys the fucking Super Bowl. I got nothing against you, but you can't have the Super Bowl. That belongs to us. And it should happen in the United States of America. But, you know, the NFL's appetite for global expansion is such that I don't think it's that far-fetched. I was talking with producer Tim before the program, and I said, you know, I don't think it'll happen in at least the next 10 years. Is it possible that we will see a Super Bowl that is not on U.S. soil at some point in the next 20 years? Our lifetime? Well, you know, hopefully that's a long time for us into the future. So we might see it, and I don't think it's going to set well with NFL fans. That is for sure. Let me welcome into the program now a great American, a man that if he was from Britain would no doubt have Lord in front of his name. I speak, of course, of the international streaming star, a man who is much like the NFL, a guy who is interested in global domination. I speak, of course, of the man who makes it happen. Ronnie T-Shirts is back in action today. Ronnie, we missed you.
Happy birthday, man.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Ronnie.
Look what I'm wearing in honor.
And thank you.
In honor.
Thank you. You're wearing.
Got to keep you close.
Wearing the shirt.
Got to keep you close.
Wearing the shirt.
What are you, 57? 58?
Well, see, I feel better about it now. Like, this is great. I like it when you overestimate. I'm 54, Ron. I'm basically, my life is an experiment. How many cheeseburgers can you eat and still make it to 80? And so I did the math today. I'm 68% of the way there, Ron. So I've just got to hang on for another 26 years. That's the plan. So there it is. Look at that. Yeah. Does that happen whenever anybody goes to my page?
Yeah, when you go to your feed, that's what happons. I guess it probably happens to anybody that puts their birthday on the on their feed.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I entered it. Today is their birthday. Apparently, I have pronouns, Ron, and I didn't even know it. I need to tell somebody over at X that I'm a he. I don't have any. Oh, there we go.
Oh, gosh.
Look at that. There it is. Ricky Nelson Riley Cobb there.
No a little skinny microphone. Well, not quite the skinny microphone. Doesn't have the skinny microphone top.
There. I need that hat. Can you imagine me hosting the show in that little cap? That's a very Johnny piece of headwear there, and a scarf as well. Maybe the scarf I could bring back, Ron. I wish I'd been an adult in the 70s so I could have worn shit like that.
You feel like an ascot guy.
You know what I mean?
Dude, there's no reason why you can't wear it now. Ditch your fucking flannel and start dressing like it just hit me there.
Yeah, dress like the 70s.
Holy shit. It took It took a year and 3 days worth of shows. Why aren't you dressed like the 70s guy?
Oh,
well, hey, listen, you know,
a
if
light blue
OutKick wants to
tux
like
with
handle the wardrobe,
the fluffy shirt.
Let's talk to Gary Schreier and find
Oh,
out
get
if
a
there's
wardrobe
anything in the
budget.
budget for
Get a wardrobe budget.
A wardrobe budget, and maybe I'll pretend it's 1975.
Just walk around like you're Dirk Diggler. You're Dirk Diggler. You're fine. Just shirt off. You're good.
Well, the similarities between myself and Dirk Diggler probably they would end there. Unfortunately, although I'm not on a micro penis journey, at least, Ron. I medically not falling into that category. Ronnie, how would you feel about the Super Bowl being in London or some other international location where folks undoubtedly love you?
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. That would mean they'd have to start the game at what, noon here? Because were they gonna kick it off at
crack 6? It on? Yeah.
6, 7, 8. So that's just if it's in London. Now, what if it's in Germany and we've added another time zone that direction? Like, it's a terrible idea. No, it's ours. It's ours, and we're keeping it. And just because the Lord, what was his name, Lord Tenenbaum or something?
It was something like that. Yes.
I don't know. I mean, anybody can say anything. It's yeah.
We need more time. One thing that the British got right is they just give these honorifics to each other.
You're a colonel. What are you talking about?
Sir.
You're a colonel.
Well, that's true.
What are you talking about?
Take a look at this. This was posted somewhere on social media initially. I saw it on X, and somebody had tweeted it and said, Jamie Lee Curtis, I was not familiar with your game. And it had tens of thousands of likes. And people were questioning whether or not they were real. And I said, hey, listen, as a child of the 80s, I'm here to tell you, they're real. At least that's my take on it. And I present into evidence, Your Honor, Exhibit A. Or I suppose that, well, is this, we'll say this is, or I'll present into evidence Exhibit 36C, Your Honor. There is Jamie Lee Curtis with that hairstyle that you're not a fan of, Ronnie, but that is from Trading Places. And while we can only show you this portion of the particular scene in question, I'm here to tell you that moments shortly before that, we got a real good look at what she is concealing with her arms there, and they're real and they're spectacular. Ron, the haircut's going to override the rest of that for you? Is that what you're telling me? You think her haircut is so fucking bad that you're just that the rest of Jamie Lee Curtis is just not just like what? Go on, whatever.
I don't know, man. Everybody's got everybody. Listen, your girlfriend likes you, right? Like,
did you realize that you were gay just like during the show today, or have you always known?
Oh my God!
Seriously,
is this
your girlfriend? Your girlfriend finds you attractive. Your girlfriend finds you attractive. I bet if we did an attractive poll with you, I'm guessing you're not going to get 100%. Everybody likes something different, man. She don't do it for me. She doesn't do it for me. I'm sorry.
Everybody likes it. You like what you like.
You like what you like.
As Arliss Howard said in Full Metal Jacket, if I recall correctly. Well, if you like what you're seeing on this program today, have I got a deal for you? Why don't you head over to outkick.com/newsletters and sign up for Ricky Cobb's Rewind, where we talk about this kind of stuff and a lot more. It is everything Ricky Cobb Show, everything Super 70 Sports, rolled into a newsletter that drops into your inbox every 2 weeks. And it is as simple as just putting in your email address, clicking send, and then just sitting back and waiting for me to do my best to entertain you twice a month. And we've got some good stuff coming up this week. This week, we are actually, for the first time, Ronnie, we're going to be including an actual playlist within the newsletter. And you'll be able to click on the link and head over to Spotify and listen to my
fantastic
virtual cassette tape. It's going to be 12 songs which is roughly what you could get on a cassette back in our day, right? And every week it's just going to be a mix.
Now, will it keep building, or will there be separate ones? Will it keep building?
Will what?
Will the Spotify list keep building? So in 12 weeks we'll have 144. Ones. So there'll be separate.
Well, you can't get 140. They're cassettes. They're virtual cassettes.
Absolutely, I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Everyone is a standalone. Now they'll live on Spotify.
Yeah.
So you can go find them and still listen to them.
You got to do themes. You have to do themes. Like maybe like one will be a pump up, another will be like a mixtape that you'd want to give that special lady you're trying to impress with like some like, oh, it'll be so good, Ricky. Such a great idea.
We're going to figure it out as we go. In addition to our already popular features such as Super 70s Yourself, where we've got viewers and followers sending in their photos from when they were young. And I believe it was Jeff Metz, in fact. I don't know if I've thanked Jeff on the show or not. He sent me the Spy versus Spy guys as a thank you for featuring a photo of him when he was in college playing quarterback or whatever. Very nice guy, Jeff. Thank you so much for that. And, fun for me to do it, because some people basically say roast me. They're like, here's a photo of me. Last week we had a guy it was a picture of himself wearing catcher's gear when he was like, I don't know, 4 years old at most. And he basically was just like, rip me. So I said, well, you asked for it. So I did. So all in fun, but that's a lot of fun. The Margarita Mailbag. Hey, Ricky Cobb's Rewind at OutKick.com. Send in your questions and I'll tackle them in the mailbag, as well as update you on all the behind the scenes stuff that goes on here with the show and over at Super 70s.
So, Coach, what do you say to the rumors that you are returning to the sidelines to coach?
I don't know where that came from. Greg McElroy played quarterback for us, and if it had done something like that when he was a player, he'd have got his ass kicked.
Nick Saban shutting down the rumors that he might return to coaching, and obviously maybe not too happy with his former quarterback Greg McElroy for being the guy who got the rumor mill going with some comments he made during SEC Media Week. And who better to join me now to talk about that and a lot of goings on in college football. We're kicking off this weekend. My pleasure to welcome to the program two-time SEC Defensive Player of the Year. He's a Lombardi Award winner among his other accolades. David Pollack joins the program. David, how are you?
Ricky, thanks for having me on, and I'm not going to kick your ass, so don't worry about it.
Well, you certainly could do it, man. I'll tell you that. 3 times first team All-SEC, 2-time SEC Defensive Player of the Year. As I said, you were a bad man. And David, Nick Saban, I don't think he really wants to do bad things to Greg McElroy, but there's a lot of people around college football that they might like to do bad things to Jim Harbaugh and Sharon Moore and the entire Michigan football program. The NCAA, with the sanctions that Michigan, at least publicly, is not happy with. And even more than that, we've seen all around online social media, everybody talking, people not really satisfied that justice was meted out after what Michigan did. David, how do you feel about the NCAA's position on this? What do you think they should have done? And what's the fallout going to be from this?
Well, I'm real shocked that the NCAA didn't do a great job. I know everybody is. Stop the presses because they're so good at what they do. Just think about how weird this is. Like, you want to get weird? Let's get weird. Hey, Sharon Moore, you're suspended for Game 3, Game 4 this year, and Game 1 next year. What the freak is that crap? Like, okay, hey, you know what? Jim Harbaugh, you're suspended. You have a 14-year show cause where you can't coach in the college football. Congratulations. Like, what the heck does that matter? So I think a lot of people, we're not surprised. This is a normal issue with the NCAA. Listen, they can take up to $30 million. Now, that's a chunk out of your butt. Like, that could be a real punishment, but it's just not surprising. It's hard for the NCAA to do a ton. There's not a lot of power, but it was very clear. No bowl ban, no postseason ramifications. Obviously, they didn't want to go that far, and it was obviously a scandal that was real. We've seen documentaries on it now. We know what happened. There was a high-level high-level cheating going on. And I'm not saying it doesn't go on a lot of places, but it was high level. It was schemed. It was recorded, all that stuff that went to it. And the NCAA takes a ton of time, and that's what they come back with. Not surprised.
Is Jim Harbaugh the biggest winner here? It seems to me, David, like it's like you get divorced, you move on to a happy relationship, and your ex-wife tells you, hey, we can't ever get married again. So I want you to understand that you can't come back and do this again. And you're like, well, okay, honey, that's really going to hurt me. Jim Harbaugh gets the natty. He's back in the NFL. He can pursue a Super Bowl championship now. It seems to me that Jim Harbaugh just won big.
It's fantastic if you're Jim. Like, you dance through the raindrops. You don't have to feel any of that ramifications. And here's another thing, too. You protect your legacy at Michigan. Like, he's got a huge legacy, played there, came back. And when he came back, remember all of us talking about it, like, this is the savior of Michigan football. He's going to bring them a championship. He's won. He's going to bring that physicality, that toughness that they so desire. And he wins a natty, and then he gets to walk off, and then he doesn't leave him in a bad place. Nobody's going to be mad at him. It's like your wife leaving you in a divorce, giving you the money and saying, go pursue your career, go do whatever you want to do. Like, you're happy with her, have at it. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's the best case scenario for Jim. He can't come back to college. Well, he don't want to come back to college anyways. He's doing a great job with the Chargers.
All right, well, let's talk about the product on the field that's going to be on the field in just a few short days. Even my Western Kentucky Hilltoppers are going to be in action to help get this season kicked off. I'm not going to ask you about them for obvious reasons, David. What are the stories that you're most interested in here as we get the season about ready to go? I know one of the things, I'm going to start you with one, and then you can take it from there and tell me, because you're the expert. I'm certainly interested, as so many are, in seeing what Arch Manning is going to do down in Austin. He sat for 2 years behind Quinn Ewers. He has got the car keys now. They're handing it over to him. The expectations obviously are sky high. What do you expect from Arch? And what are the other things that you're going to have your eyes on the most closely as we get underway this year?
Well, every couple minutes, or every 2 minutes or 3 minutes, we get another Arch quote about how great he is. And that's not fair to him, but it's part of it, right? Your name's Manning. And I think that the expectations are super high. He's only had 2 starts, and both those starts, man, you saw some good things. And you also saw some bad things in spot-up duty, too, where he didn't play great against Georgia. So I think Arch has the physical tools. He can run. But here's the good thing about Texas, man. Like, Ricky, they're set up in a position that's so good because they've recruited so well the past couple years. Steve Sarkisian is an offensive wizard. So, like, he's able to do this. And here's another thing people need to realize. Guess what Texas did last year early in the season? They went to the Big Ten, and they played the defending national champion Michigan Wolverines, right? And they did okay for themselves. And now they get to come to the Big Ten again at Ohio State in week 1 and play the defending national champ. So Texas is one of the best teams in the country. Arch is going to be great because of the supporting cast is going to be really good. The defense is one of the best in the country. The SEC, to me, the storyline is, Ricky, I think there's 12 teams that legitimately could play for an SEC championship. Like, there's so much daggum parity. There's so many good teams that have made improvements. Oklahoma last year, we saw an elite defense. Now you add an elite quarterback in John Mateer, who comes from Washington State, who's a superstar. Florida, you saw some great things from Florida. You saw that they have DJ Lagway, their quarterback of the future. Like, that's going to be a rocket ship. Auburn, best 1-2 punch in the nation at wide receiver. Can they get good quarterback play? If they do, they're going to be in the mix. And then I go to LSU and A&M and Tennessee and Ole Miss and South Carolina with Lenora Sellers. Like, so many good teams in that league that could win the league. I mean, literally, there's so many teams I could pick to win the league, and such good quarterback play that it's definitely one of the storylines of the season.
Who's on your Heisman short list right now, David? If you're handicapping the Heisman race, and I know there are going to be some guys who emerge, that usually happens. But, for the folks that are wanting you, the handicapping of a man who knows, give me 3 or 4 names that you got your eye on.
Well, Arch Manning is going to be high on that list. There's a reason he's the favorite because of the things we just talked about. Jeremiah Smith is maybe the best freshman I've ever seen in my life. I've covered this game for a long time. Ricky, like, you don't realize how freaky. He's 6'4", 225. Like, you're not supposed to be that big, move that fast, have such great hands, be able to run, 24 miles an hour on a GPS. Like, the dude's an absolute superhuman freak. Like, but if you want to talk about off the board, I actually had Bear on my show last night, Chris Felica, and we both think Miami's a team that's going to be in playoff contention. Like, playing Notre Dame when they play him early in the season is really good. Carson Beck, man, like, do people forget how good this guy was? Like, he was freaky 2 years ago with Georgia. Why? Great protection. They ran the football. He had balance. When he has those things, he can be elite. He can be really, really good. Going to Miami, set up in a league in the ACC where I think they can have a lot of success. So those are a couple names that I think you're going to see, two names that you'll see at the top of the board right now, but one name that's way down the list that a lot of people might be interested in as the season comes along.
David, I'm gonna ask a question here on behalf of our outstanding production assistant, P.A. Jared. He is a proud Penn State Nittany Lion. So, David, can you help him out? Is James Franklin going to be able to get Penn State over the hump this year?
Man, I get it, and I get why he's probably a tortured soul. And all the big games that have come up and all the ridicule, Ricky, you've probably handed him his way, and y'all have handed him his way on Team Ricky. But it's been warranted, right? They've fallen short in so many big games. But here's the thing about Penn State, man. They got the best 1-2 punch in the nation at coordinators. Andy Koltanecki came in a year ago, and you saw so much growth, so much improvement, so many people back, including the most important position, QB. He's back. The running backs are back. Like, the offensive line is completely back. Like, this offense should do this. Well, who was the DC that was leading the Buckeyes to a national champion a year ago? Jim Knowles. Where's he at? He came to Penn State. Like, that defensive coordinator spot now gets bigger. It gets better. Like, you've seen so much talent in Happy Valley with all the players on that side of the football. Abdul Carter just was, drafted so high, number 2 in the NFL. Like, and you've seen more guys like that continue to come out and be freaks on that side of the ball from Penn State. So I think this is the year. I think they're going to be one of those teams that are fighting for a natty. Their schedule sets up great. They got to play at Ohio State, which is very tough to do. But I expect Penn State to overcome some demons, to shut some people up, to play good in some big games.
Hey, OutKick fans on YouTube, if you enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button and make your way over to OutKick.com where you can watch the full episode.